Hey, teenagers, young people, thank you so much for shooting your questions. Now, if you have questions, do connect with me on Instagram, on Snapchat, look at the narration. You will find all of those links there. And please take down this email, askgeorgeuncle. Yes, askgeorgeuncle at gmail.com, right? Shoot your questions. I have a very important question that I have here. Sir, I try to live a normal life, but I'm trying to hide myself. I ended up meeting a guy online. We ended up in a relationship. I always hated myself, for getting into that relationship. I don't even know this person, but I liked this person. I have a very strong, deep feelings for this person. We agreed to be good friends after some time because things didn't work out, but I still have feelings for this person. Now, with all the different mess that I have got into, with different boys, with different relationships, I feel very bad about myself. What I try to do now is I take a lot of pills. My hostel mates would mock me for sleeping so much, and they would say that I'm making excuses. They don't know that I'm taking a lot of pills. Every night, I would think, no one would know if I jump from the top floor this very night. Thank you so much for sending this question. Thank you so much for sending this question. Now, what's the issue here? What's the issue? The underlying issue is this. You have kind of formed a cocoon around yourself, and now you're suffocating. We are all made to be in relationships, meaning not that relationship, in friendships. We need people. Do you have people in your life? Listen to one of the podcasts where I talked about the circle of friends and casual friends and close friends and committed friends and all of that. But for you, I would just say this much. You need to have an encourager in your life. Somebody who will encourage you constantly. They will not condemn you. They will not, look around and find mistakes. Somebody who just encourages you. And a second person that you need to have is you need to have a mentor in your life. What's a mentor? And a mentor can become a tormentor, right? No, a mentor is someone who can just listen to you and give you that wisdom. They would just know who you are. They don't judge you for who you are, but they're willing to speak straight. They don't mince words. They'll be able to say things with love. You need to have a mentor in your life. The third very important person that you need to have is that you need to have one of that person in your life who is able to be that practical person. What's that practical person? Practical person is a person who will practically tell you saying, hey, you're doing this, stop doing it, start doing this. Your exams are coming. Did you make the timetable? Did you do this? Practically able to speak it. There are some friends like that, very practical in how they begin to do things. You need the third person as a practical person in your life. Now, what I'm basically saying is surround yourself with people. Don't form that cocoon. That cocoon has become very strong. You need to break that out. You need to break that out and you need to come out. Because all of those feelings of negativity, all of those feelings of trying to commit suicide, all of those feelings that you're not good and you're horrible and you're terrible, all that will only deepen and it will escalate if you keep yourself alone. It'll only escalate. It'll only escalate. Be very careful about that. Be very, very careful about that. It's okay to be alone, but it's not okay to be lonely. I'll say that again. It's okay to be alone. You need some places of being alone to think and work things out, but it's not okay to be lonely. I was last night trying to lie down with my son, and I was telling him jokingly, say, I'm going to sleep with you today, and he's a teenager, so he was like, okay, yeah, that's okay, and then he just said, but I like to be lonely, and I said, what did you say? He said, oh, sorry. I like to be alone. I'm a teenager. I just said, oh yeah, I know. I'm just joking. I'm not going to sleep with you. You're a teenager, but I'll just be with you for some time. I'll hug you. And then after that, I'll pray with you and then I'll go. So after that, I left him and went. And I told him, and I said, you did very well when you corrected your statement. Being lonely is not very great, but being alone, it's okay. Not all the time being alone, but time to time, you're able to be alone to process. Now, in your case, be very careful that place of loneliness, it can deepen your hurts and escalate some of those emotions. That's where you're having some of those emotions that you have writing here, saying, you want to jump from the floor and nobody would know about it, and I would make all these excuses. Now, the last one I want to tell you is this. What kind of pills are you taking? Be very careful about it. Be very careful. Don't take anything to escape, to numb your brain, to numb your processing ability, to numb your emotions. No. Don't get to that place of numbness. Be very careful about it, sweetheart. You want to be awake. It's basically you're afraid to face life. You're afraid to face your friends. Now you need to find those 3 people I talked about. You remember the 3 people that I talked about? What are the 3 people that I talked about? The first one is an encourager, and then you need a mentor, then you need a practical person, right? EMP. Yeah, you need that EMP in your life. If you have those people in your life, then you're able to share and able to move on. Very important thing, you can see some of my other questions that I've answered. Your purpose, the way you see yourself very precious, and how you feel special about yourself is going to be very critical. That's another underlying factor, which I'm not going to talk about that here. But my heart runs out for you. Don't beat yourself. You're an amazing person. Pick up your socks, pull up your socks, see how you can move forward. Find that EMP circle. Encourager, mentor, practical person. Right? Thank you so much for sending your questions. Keep sending your questions. AskGeorgeUncle@gmail.com.